welcome back to Chops Garage. I'm sure a lot of you are going to be pleased to see that we've got some proper old school Chops Bangonomics going on today. So we recently bought this little Polo from our mate Pete, our subscriber. He does a lot of house clearances and stuff like that, and always has some cars kicking around, and he offered me this little Polo, and I thought, it's got to be a great little project for the channel, isn't it? We like to do budget cars. I know we've got a lot of nice stuff kicking around, but we like to get back to basic and have our little projects on the go as well. We know everyone in the Southwest loves a little Polo. Don't see this making money really, even though we only paid a couple of £100 for it. But in the current market, to get a running driving car for a couple of £100 and one with a VW badge on it, I thought it'd be a bit of fun. I think it's especially going to be a lot of fun because it's been sitting around for a while, this as I understand it. So what have we got? We've got a Y plate. I can't even remember what Y is now. Is that 2000 a Y? So, or 2001. Little 1.4 Polo. And she is a little worse for the wear, as you might expect. If we have a look around, we got a big old scrapey dent in the bonnet here. All the lacquer peel's gone on the bonnet. Got a scuff down the corner of the bumper there. The wheels, obviously all the steel's gone rusty on the wheels. That looks pretty. We got all sort of hedgerow scraping down the side here. How much that will polish up, I don't know. Nice scuff on the wing mirror there. More sort of scratches along the side here. The roof is also probably worse over the other side. I'll show you the other side in a bit. That's faded and a lacquer peel. We got some nice sun cream handprints on there as well that need buffing out. Around the back we've got some light scrapes on the corner of the bumper. It's not actually too bad across the tailgate panel there, just again some light scratches. Over this side again, more little kiddies sun cream handprints on it. Lacquer peel all over the roof there. So there's two panels there that really would need completely repainting. As we go along, I want you to comment what you would consider you would or wouldn't do on a car in this kind of price point, in this kind of age, if you were going to sell it on. I'd be interested to hear, so get commenting down below. Again, along this side, lots of scratches where the keys have missed the keyhole. Handprint again. That wing's probably the only panel that doesn't have anything on it. Looking at the rubber, we've got loads of tread on the front tyre there. We've got a lot of wear on the edge of this tyre, almost down to the cord, so that'll need to be done. This tyre is alright, that's legal. And this tyre here, loads of tread as well. So it's had front tyres fairly recently, but definitely needs at least one tyre on the back there, possibly a matching pair, but again on this kind of budget, probably not. Probably just do the one that needs doing. So I think we can say confidently overall, bodywork wise, it's pretty darn tatty. Interior, things don't get an awful lot better, I'm afraid. It's very dirty from sitting around. We've got a lot of surface mould on seats, some dirt across and mould across the headliners. It smells musty. We've got old cans and coffee cups in there. You can see we've got our Top Don 2000 on the go there because the battery is pretty naff. I'm going to have to fully charge it, see how it goes. Gear lever gate is all worn through. But it is, after all, just dirt, and dirt can be cleaned up. There's no tears, burn holes. We've inherited a child seat as well. So there's a pound's worth, isn't there? The mileage wise, 135,000 miles, which I guess for the year actually isn't very high at all. Got a nice Panasonic CD player. Like I say, we're going to need to get the jump pack back on it because I don't think it's got enough power to restart. No, so we'll get the jump pack on it. It's a pretty safe bet that should be able to start a 1.4. But on the subject of safe things, it's time to introduce today's sponsor, Surfshark, who's the company that supports Chops Garage enough to be able to buy random cars like this. Many of you already watch the channel know I'm a big fan of Surfshark. They've been with Chops Garage since the beginning, but for those of you who don't know, here's what they're all about. So Surfshark provides you with a VPN, a virtual private network. That virtual private network gives you that encrypted internet connection that means others, scammers and so forth, can't get in and look at your data, see what you're doing online. Now, many of you know by now, as much as I love the security that Surfshark gives me, because I've got it both on my phone and on my laptop, one of my favourite things about it is its ability to allow me to access Geolock content. What does Geolock content mean? Well, let me show you. Easiest way to show you. So what I mean by Geolock content is that online streaming services will limit the series and movies they show in different countries, meaning you can't always access what you want to watch. So I'll give you an example. So here we are. I've got my Surfshark set up in the UK at the moment on a UK internet connection. I'm on my Netflix account. If I search for a good old-fashioned movie like Roadhouse, they're making a remake of that now, aren't they? So, but you want to watch the better one, the original. So search for that. I've got nothing because that movie is not available in the UK. But it's not a problem for me. If I go up here, go to my Surfshark, scroll down and select a US IP address. So what Surfshark's doing here is giving me an internet connection that shows as being based in the US. If I do the same search again, you'll see the movie now becomes available to me. Great news is that Surfshark have put together an exclusive offer for Chops Garage viewers where you get 3 months extra free, making it incredibly affordable. And for extra security, you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. Be sure to use the code CHOPS in the shopping cart. I want to take this opportunity to thank Surfshark for being a continued sponsor of Chops Garage. Now that we know we're all safe online and we can get access to all that good content, we're going to get the jump pack on this, start it up, and I need to show you the next fault I found with it. I'm hoping once we get this battery back on a full charge that it'll be all right, because obviously straight away a battery, you could be talking even a cheapy 50-60 quid cost straight out the gate on what is a cheap car. But we'll get the jump pack on it for the moment. Hit the old boost button because the battery is totally dead. Tip as to what's going to happen, we've got a code reader on the go already. Right, you can see we have an engine management light. So we'll break out the Launch C-Reader Professional and we will have a little look at what that code's all about. Now, to get out on these ones, you need to pull out the cigarette tray, which is nicely used. Pop it in there and see what's occurring. Right, off it goes to the health check. We'll find out what it comes back with. Right, we've got a couple of fault codes coming back here. Let's get back out that a second. Exhaust gas recirculation flow excessive detected, so it looks like an oxygen sensor. Engine control module ECM disabled. That doesn't sound right because it's running okay. That might be a battery one. Vehicle voltage terminal. So I think, to be honest, I think all we've actually got, I think, might be an oxygen sensor coming back there. I suspect the other two, are just like I say, they relate to the low voltage on the battery. So I don't think there's anything outrageous there. A couple of other things, the electric windows aren't working at the moment. And I think I might just have a quick fiddle with them because I can hear the motors clicking away. But I think there might be a problem with the switches and we could have a quick go at seeing if we can fix that. Right, I can hear the motors clicking for the windows, so we're going to have a go at trying to get the windows working really simply. First of all, I've taken the switches off the bottom, just pulled this out, taken the switches off the bottom, blasted them with contact cleaner. Then I've moved the switches up and down in situ and blasted contact cleaner in the buttons, literally like this. And then just sort of working back and forth. And you can hear, it looks like we've got action. They'll need going up and down a few times, I'd imagine, to get working again properly. But that shows you how simple sometimes these things can be. Before you go buying motors and stuff like that, always give this kind of stuff a go, he says, as that one doesn't want to do it now. But like I say, what we'll do is I'll work that back and forth a load of times and work some more in there, and I reckon we might be able to get those working again. Nice free fix. So as we know it's not getting over temp or anything like that, and it seems to have just got an oxygen sensor code, I think next thing to do is go for a run around the block. We can't go out on the road because it's not MOT'd at the moment, and I've not got an MOT booked in yet. So if we just take it for a run around the car park and see what we need to see there, and I'll close the bonnet properly as well. Obviously we don't want to go taking something for an MOT that has got a terrible gearbox, stuff like that. That gear does, oh, I think it's all right. Right, let's take it for a little spin. Oh, what was that? Boing, sounds like a broken spring. Something along those lines. That was quite a boing. Second gear, brakes. The brakes all right. They're a bit graunchy. They've obviously been sitting around a while. I'll need to knock the dust off those for sure. Oh dear. Definitely a spring gone on the front there. You can hear it boinging away. So we know we're in possibly a battery, we're in a spring. What else we find? A tyre. So we've got a good couple £100 worth of work already, I'd have thought. See if we can get it up into a bit more gears. Third, can we get third? Yeah. Obviously at 135 the linkage feels a little bit loose, but nothing outrageous. So it will run and drive, it will stop, it will start with the jump pack. But we've already identified some stuff we're going to have to do. We're going to change an oxygen sensor out as well. Actually, I didn't factor that in, so we've probably got a good couple of 250s worth of work. Where's reverse on these? Can't see because it's got nothing on the gear knob anymore. Yeah, easy couple of hundred, easy 250s worth of work. So we'd be up to about, oh, I've never heard a spring like that before in my life. Yeah, we're easily up to, including purchase price of the car, probably £500, and that's before we've started looking at anything else it might need for an MOT. A quick look, see if we can see that spring here. Doesn't look lower. Expect it to look a lot lower. I can't see the brake from this angle. It could be. I don't think it's a top mount. I do think that sounds like a spring boiling. Actually, no. Can I see a coil? I think I might be able to see a coil at the very top there. It's broken. What do we reckon the potential sale prices of this? Should we have a quick look? So here we are on Auto Trader and looking at other examples. Well, we've got one straight away at £650 with 137,000 miles. £995 for a 1 litre on a 2000 with 143,000 miles. 2,300, well that's a GTI, so that doesn't really count. £1,799 from a dealer with 146,000 miles. 3 grand again, a GTI. I've done a bit wider range age-wise, sort of over the 3-year period, otherwise there weren't enough examples. £500 for 2003 with 144. £2,000 for 2003 with 134. And 650. Let's just have a click some of these cheap ones and see if there's stories behind them, or whether they're, because we don't know. They could actually say timing chains blown up, couldn't they? For all you know, just says silver, 5 owners, 650. Well, that's a safe way not to say that you missold somebody. Is just don't describe the car at all. The only thing you could pick them up for it being the wrong colour. Let's have a look at this one here. There's no point comparing ourselves if we're going to put a new MOT on. These things have short MOTs. Sold, spares and repaired due to age. Driver's door doesn't lock from the outside. Part X to clear, no warranty. Ready to go. Next MOT is due on the 9th. So that hasn't even got much MOT on it. So, and that's 900. So I would say probably, comment down below, what do you think? I mean, looking at these prices, if we were to stick a new MOT on it, I think we'd have to do the paint, wouldn't we? Even then, it probably doesn't look as quite as clean and tidy as some of these. I think we'd be doing 1,500 at best. Comment down below, what do you think? I think we'd be 1,500 at best. If we didn't do the paint and we stuck a new MOT on it, probably 995, something like that, wouldn't it? Yeah, let me know below. I'm quite tempted to use it as a base to try out the new compressor and the gun, because on this channel, I don't think we've ever done full panels, have we? We've never done like a full bonnet, a full roof. I'm quite tempted to do the paint just for the purposes of trying out new kit, because I want to try out filler primer from a gun. I want to try out the colour and lacquer from a gun as well. The roof might go just again with some lacquer, but by the time you sand it, you might as well do the whole job, I guess. The bonnet definitely needs a full paint. Now, what we're going to do with this car is, I mean, let's face it, on paper, makes no sense to do anything with it at all. And this just proves once again how cheap a car needs to be for us to retail it. So you'd think at a couple £100 I could still make money out of it, but the reality is, even if that car was free, I probably wasn't going to make money out of it, because if I paid a garage to do all the work, I'd be in £300 or £400. If I paid someone else to paint it, I'd be in it for another £400. I'd probably be £800 or £900 on a car that's probably worth 995, maybe £1,500 at best, but pay the VAT on that and other bits and bobs. Be hard pushed to make £200 or £300 out of it, even if you got the car for free. The only way to do it would be do as much of the work yourself as you could. Even then, you're going to be hours and hours into it labour wise if you do all that work yourself. Let's say you end up spending a day doing the paint and a day doing the mechanicals, and then you still only make £500 out of it. Again, after you've paid VAT, this, that and the other, you could pick one of these cars that's in good nick, spend a day valeting it, get it down for an MOT, spend a couple £100 on it, and make £1,000 out of it. So this again, is why you can't get cheap cars from dealers anymore, is how much prep it takes to get them to a standard where you're not giving yourself a load of legal liability. But what we're going to say with this one is, I want you all to get down in the comments down below. I've asked you to comment quite a few times already in this video, I know, but I want you to get down below and tell me, what should we do with it? Do you want to see a full makeover on it? Or do you think, James, just don't waste your time, James, just let's hop onto the more interesting stuff. Let's get some more of the retail cars ready. I'm more interested in seeing you turning those over and the stories that come from those than I am you staying in the roof on a Y-plate Polo. So get to the comments down below, let me know what your thoughts are, and I think that's what's going to decide what happens with the little Polo. We can take it down and get an MOT done on it, and then do nothing else to it other than just a really good clean. Change out that oxygen sensor as well, and that obviously that tile will need to be done for the MOT, so we'd probably be a good few £100 into after that. So we could do that, just get MOT and then give it a really good clean, or do all of the above, get it MOT, give it a really good clean, paint it, or perhaps somebody else has got some wacky idea. But yeah, have your say, get in the comments and have your say. Massive thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button down below as well, so you can find out what actually happens with that, whether it's a total financial disaster or not. And don't forget that Surfshark offer link is in the description down below. Thanks again. See you soon. I just want to say a massive thanks to everyone who hopped on the fundraiser by Daisy and Ella for the Little Princess Trust from the last video. I saw them yesterday and they were absolutely over the moon about how well it had gone, how many of you supported them. They wanted to raise £150. They've now raised £1,215. Absolutely amazing. And so many of you guys here have donated. Absolutely brilliant. Can't thank you enough. That's really significant, because what they told me was it costs £500 per wig to actually make the wigs from their hair for the children that are suffering cancer and need those wigs to get their confidence back, so they've got their hair and have some confidence back from that. But yeah, apparently £150, it would have helped, but it wouldn't have been enough to actually make the wigs. The fact that you've all hopped on and donated money is now actually going to allow the charity to go ahead and make those wigs straight away. So massive thanks to all of you that hopped on and supported them there. They were ever so, like I say, excited and grateful. I'll put a link in the description in case any of you missed that and want to get involved. But yeah, just
another example of what a great community Chops Garage is. So massive thanks.